Hello, my name is Amanda. Welcome back to Yoga Lab TV. Today I will be taking you through a short sequence for lower back relief. You will need 2 blocks and a strap, and I will see you on the mat. Okay, so start in child's pose. Have your big toes to touch, knees separate. Bring your hips back towards your heels, fingertips forward. Find the length in your spine. Just rest your forehead down on the mat. If you want to, you can roll your forehead from side to side, massage out the tops of your eyebrows, all the meridian points. Inhale, feel the length of your spine expanding. Exhale, bring your hips back towards your heels. Just stay here for a couple of breaths. Allowing your lower belly to rise and fall in between your inner thighs. And then from here, just going to take a big inhale. As you exhale, walk your hands over all the way towards the left. Find length in your right side body. Inhale. Exhale, bringing your right hip back towards your right heel. Feel the stretch in the right side body as you level out your shoulders. Again, staying here for about 3 to 5 breaths. Relax the back of your necks. And the next inhale, walk it back to center. Exhale, walk it over to the right and bring your left hip back towards your left heel, feeling the stretch in the left side body this time, all the way from your outer left arm down towards your left hip. Staying and breathing here, just 2 more breaths. Good, and slowly walk it back to center. Take a big inhale, lift your palms off the mat. As you exhale, bring your hips back. This is your active child's pose. Try to reach the armpits down towards the mat. Relax the back of your neck, forehead down to the ground. Feel your chest pulling down towards the mat. Staying here, just 2 more breaths. Hips back towards your heels. Good, and slowly exhale to release. Inhale, come up to all fours. Tuck your toes under, straighten your legs, come into your downward facing dog. Walk your feet out, pedal them, bending one knee at a time, loosening up the hips. And when you're ready, you're going to come into stillness in your downward facing dog. Make sure your feet are separate hip width distance. Inhale. And as you exhale, see if you can bring your chest back towards your knees. Those of you who are more flexible, instead of dumping your weight down into your arms, think about hugging your ribs into your body. Lift your tailbone up and pressing your heels down. So as you do this, feel the entire length of your spine, from the crown of your head all the way to your tailbone. Feel the extension of your spine. See if you can bring more weight back into your legs instead of dumping it into your arms. Just stay here and breathe and feel all the different sensations as you pause here in your downward facing dog. Remember, no dumping down, lifting up, pressing back through your hamstrings. Just for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly step your right foot in between your hands and drop the back knee down. Make sure the knee is stacked above the ankle. Inhale, arms up. Come into your low lunge. Exhale, sinking your hips forwards and down. Feel the stretch in your hip flexors here. Energize through the fingertips, not for long. Instead of dumping weight into your lower back, see if you can lift up. Lift your back ribs up and lean back slightly as you sink your hips down. Take one more big inhale. And as you exhale, fingertips down onto the mat. Wriggle your toes forward. Grab onto your blocks. Place them underneath your palms. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lift your toes up. Point your toes towards your face. Preparing for your half Hanuman. Inhale to broaden across your collarbones. And exhale, stay here with your upper torso lifted. Pull your right hip back. Squaring out your hips. Breathing here. If this is okay, you want to go a bit deeper, you can walk your blocks forward. Keep your spine long. Good. Make sure your tailbone is shifting back as you pull your chest forwards. Keep pressing your right heel forward. If you want to fold forward, go ahead. Make sure your You are, just stay here and breathe for about 3 to 5 more breaths. And slowly you're gonna bend your right knee. Take the blocks away. Hands down to the ground, step back to downward facing dog. Again, find the length in your spine, inhale. As you exhale, push the mat away from you, lengthening out the spine all the way from the neck to your tailbone. Take 2 more breaths here. Good, when you're ready, you're gonna step your left foot forward, doing the same thing on the left side. Make sure that your left knee is stacked above your ankle. Inhale, arms up. Lean back slightly, tuck your tailbone down, and then lean your hips forwards and down. Stay here, opening up your right hip flexors. Make sure your left hip is not rolling forward. Plug the left thigh bone back into your hip socket. Inhale to lift your back ribs up. Exhale, see if you can lean back slightly, open up your heart as you sink your hips down. Good, one more inhale. Exhale, hands down. Set up for your half splits, half Hanuman. Blocks, walk them back underneath your shoulders first. Press your left heel forward. Inhale, pull your tailbone back, chest forward, broaden across the collarbones. Exhale, fold. Or just stay upright wherever you feel comfortable. Stretching out the outer hamstrings. Just about 2 or 3 more breaths here before we move on. Keep your spine long, tailbone back, chest forwards. Toes pointing up to the sky. Good, on your next inhale, bend your left knee. Put the blocks away. Again, step back to your downward facing dog. Okay, we're gonna do that again, this time with a variation. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. If it feels good, you can yawn your hips open. And then you're gonna step the right foot in between your hands, preparing for your half splits. This time, you're gonna keep your left palm down onto the mat. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. Feel the stretch on the entire outer right side of your leg. Good. Make sure your hips are not rolling forward. Bring your tailbone back, make sure the hips are squared, and then roll your right shoulder back a little bit more. Breathing here, just for 3. Good, 2. And 1. Exhale, hands down. Good, bending into your right knee, step back. Downward facing dog. Second side, left foot steps in between the palms. Bring your hips back, straighten the left leg. This time I'm going to twist towards the left. Right palm pressing down into the mat. Inhale, left arm up to the sky. Good, try to turn your chest up towards the ceiling without rolling your left hip forward. Just 2 more breaths. If this is too much for your neck, you can always look down. Open up your chest, energetically pulling the left heel forward. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, hands down. Very nice, and step. Bending your left knee, step back to downward facing dog. Take 1 big inhale here. Exhale, melt your chest. Again, take time to pause and feel the length in your spine. See if you can lift your sit bones up. Press your thighs back into your hamstrings. Good, from here, inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, bend your knees, look in between your palms and take baby steps forward. Coming into your favorite variation of your forward fold, separate your feet hip width distance. You can either, option 1, just hold on to opposite elbows, let your neck dangle. If you're here, you can just bounce up and down. Or just rock from side to side. Allowing your spine to decompress here. Using gravity to decompress your spine. Taking the stress and the tension out. The other option here, if you want a deeper forward fold, you can either slide your palms underneath your feet, Make sure your toes are stepping into your wrist crease. Inhale, lift your sit bones up. Exhale, open your elbows out to the side. This is your second option in your forward fold. Opening up the hamstrings as well. And your third option, you can cross your forearms behind your knees, hold on to opposite elbows. Inhale, make sure that your weight is evenly distributed between your entire feet, forward and back. You can either stay here, or you can walk your elbows down, coming to deeper forward fold. Whichever option you're at, just stay for about 3 to 5 breaths. Allow yourself to be heavy. And when you're ready, slowly release your hands. Walk your feet back. Downward facing dog. Extend your spine. Exhale, knees down to the ground. Good. From here, make sure you separate your hands shoulder width distance. Your knees are hip width distance. Find neutral spine. Good, and then slowly inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone up, chin up towards the sky. Exhale, round into your spine. Find angry cat pose, tailbone down, chin towards your chest. Just 3 more rounds of cat-cow following your inhalations. And exhale. 2 more inhale to your cow pose. This time, see if you can pull your chest forward just 1 inch. Exhale, round. Really feel the articulation in each vertebrae of your spine here. And feel free to stay wherever you find a little bit more tension and you want to work through those kinks. Good, inhale, come back to center. You're going to drop your forearms down onto the ground. Walk your legs all the way back, coming to your Sphinx pose. From here, elbows down onto the mat. Walk your hands slightly forward so that the elbows are slightly in front of your shoulders. Inhale, lift your chest up. Shoulders away from your ears. You should feel a slight compression here in your lower back. If there's any sharp pains, come out of the pose. Or you can gently draw your belly in so that not a lot of pressure is in your lower back if you're feeling it a lot. Those of you who want a little bit more of an intense stretch, you can come up to a seal pose. Make sure you turn your hands out 45 degrees, straight arms. Relax your legs here, belly is soft. Pull your chest up towards the ceiling. Stay here wherever you are, either in Sphinx or in Seal, just for about 3 to 5 breaths. And notice how your lower back feels. Anytime this is too much, you're welcome to drop the elbows down. Okay, just stay 1 more breath here in Sphinx or in Seal. Keep your breath soft and your eye gaze soft as well. Good, and slowly release into crocodile, stacking your forearms on top of each other and just rest your forehead down. This is your counter pose. We're just gonna stay here for 2 to 3 breaths. Good, and then slowly make your way out. Come back into tabletop. From here, we're going to come into pigeon. So you can either start in your tabletop, or if you want to, you can come back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring your right knee towards your right wrist. Bring your right ankle over towards your left wrist. Walk your left knee back as far as you can. So if you need to, drop the back knee down, tuck the left toes under, and walk the knee as far back as you can. Make sure that your right knee is outside the line of your hip. From here, look back to see that the leg is directly behind you. Okay, and then put one hand onto your knee, the other hand onto your foot. Shift your weight to the center of both hips. Inhale, lift your chest up. Make sure you're squeezing your inner thighs so you're not dumping weight into your lower back. And as you exhale, allow yourself to melt. Walking your hands forward, coming into your resting pigeon. If this is too much, you can always just rest on your elbows. Again, keep your spine long. Make sure that the weight is in the center of both hips. Just breathing here for about 5 more breaths. If your right hip is very high off the ground, you're welcome to slip a block under. So give you a little bit more support in your pigeon. If there's any pain in your right knee, please come out of the pose and do figure 4 on your back. Just one last breath here. Good, and on your next inhalation, slowly make your way up. Remove the block if you have one and come back to idle tabletop or come back into your downward facing dog. When you're ready, other side, bring your left knee to your left wrist, right ankle across to the right wrist. Walk your right knee back as far as you can without opening up the hips. When you're ready, look back, see if the right leg is directly behind you. Take one hand to the knee, the other hand to the ankle. Inhale, squeeze your inner thighs, lift. And as you exhale, allow yourself to fold. This is one of the poses where the more you hold tension, the harder it is to fully get into the pose. So instead of holding on, think about letting go and softening. Just about 3 more breaths here. Anytime this is too much, you're welcome to come back onto your elbows or onto your hands. Okay, on your next inhale, slowly come all the way up. Make your way back to downward facing dog or tabletop position. Again, find a length in your spine. Inhale. Exhale. If you're on tabletop position, you're welcome to move through a couple rounds of cat and cow just to release any tension. Just 2 more breaths here. And slowly make your way down to the mat. Okay, we're gonna lie all the way down. Take your strap with you. Lie back onto the mat. Coming into your Supta Padangusthasana. Take your strap. Loop it around the arch of your right foot first. Okay, take both straps into both hands. Make sure you're pressing your left heel forward so your right hip doesn't lift up higher than your left. Right hip is in line with your left hip. Inhale here. Make sure both heels are pressing up and forward. Engage your legs. With your exhale, try to bring your leg down closer towards you. Breathing into your right hamstrings. Take an inhale, lift your head and shoulders off the mat. Walk your hands up along the strap. As you exhale, see if you can bring your leg down with you as you lie back onto the mat. Stay here and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Now take the straps into your right hand. Bring your left arm out like a big T. Inhale, lift the heel up, kick the heel up to the ceiling. Make sure your tailbone is down. As you exhale, open up towards the right. Supta Padangusthasana B. Good. Make sure your left hip doesn't roll off the mat. Keep the left hip onto the mat. If it helps, you can take your left hand on top of your left hip. Just stay here and breathe for 3 breaths. Next inhale, come all the way back up. Change hands with the straps. So now left hand is holding onto the straps. Right arm out to the side. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, bring the right leg across towards the left, twisting here. Good. Allow your right hip to roll off the mat and look over your right shoulder. If this is too much, you can let go of the strap and just hold on to the knee. Making sure you keep both shoulder blades on the ground. Keep your gaze soft. Good. And slowly inhale, come back all the way up. Good. One last stretch. Inhale, lift it all the way up. Walk your hands up higher if you can. Exhale, bring it all the way back down for 3. Let's try to straighten out your knee. 2. And 1. Good. Release the right leg all the way back down. We'll switch sides. Loop up the arch of your left foot. Kick the foot up to the ceiling. Just stay here, squaring out your hips first, pressing your right heel forward and pressing your left heel up to the sky. Try to roll your pinky toe down towards your face. Good, stay here and breathe. I'm gonna go a bit deeper. This is your option. Inhale to lift your head and shoulders off the mat. Walk your hands up along the strap. As you exhale, down onto the mat, bringing your left thigh towards your torso. Keep the knee as straight as you can. Keep your right toes pointing up to the sky. Good. Staying here for 3. For 2. One more inhale. And exhale. And holding the strap in your left hand this time, take your right hand to your right hip and slowly open up the left leg to the side. Keep your right hip down onto the ground. Good. Feel the openness in your hips here. Just breathing for 3. Last 2. And 1. Inhale back to center. Switch hands with the strap. Open up your left arm to the side. Inhale to lengthen and lift up through the heel of the left leg. Exhale, bring the leg over towards your right, twisting. Here, allow your hip to roll off the mat and looking over your left shoulder. Good. Slowly on your next inhale, come all the way back up. One last stretch here. Take a deep breath in. Walk your hands up. Draw your belly in. Kick your right heel forward. As you exhale, lie all the way back down. See how much closer you can bring your left thigh towards your torso. Stay here and breathe. Good. For 3. Last 2. And 1. Good. Slight bend in your left knee. Release the strap. Put the strap away, hugging your knees into your chest. Don't allow your tailbone to lift up just yet. Neutralize your spine for a couple of breaths. Good. And slowly, when you're ready, you're going to take happy baby. So just hold on to the big toe with your index and peace fingers. Lift your shins up perpendicular to the ground. Draw your tailbone down towards the mat. Keep your neck long. Either stay here or you can gently rock from side to side. Massage out your lower back. Broaden your chest. Good. Staying here just for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Release your big toes. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. Hugging your legs in towards your chest. Forehead in between your knees for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release into your Shavasana or go straight to sleep. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the mat next time.